Right, welcome to the Lonely Carper podcast. It's pretty nerve-wracking this. I've never done anything like this before, but if you don't try, you're never going to know. It could be a success, it could be a failure, you could fall asleep, but hey, we're doing it for the right reasons. It's been a massive thing for me, this. The page has been huge. For me, it's really, made me feel good about myself, trying to inspire yourselves and you just inspiring me, and it's a feel good page, and that's what it's all about. It really is just for you. It's about your journey. Everyone has different paths, and we've all gone through something. And not only is it a fishing page, it's actually a motivational page and a feel good page, and basically it's a mental health page as well because a lot of us struggle. And I really want to be here for you all if I can. And the page is always open 24/7. Any questions? If you're having a shitty day or anything like that, if you ever want to message a page, we all have bad days, you have good days, and it's here for you no matter what. Like I say, it's not just for fishing. Obviously, the Lonely Carper, it's the clues in the name, innit? We all feel lonely sometimes. Well, I certainly do sometimes. That's why I wanted to create this. It's for everyone. It's for everyone. But so today, it's basically a brief of what I'm going to be asking yourselves. It's going to be the hardest one, this podcast, because I'm obviously hosting it and I'm the guest at the same time. So I've been asking you to send some questions in. And yeah, there've been some wicked questions, really good questions. So I'm going to fire through them. So I'm going to fire through a few of these questions. Obviously, you can hear my voice. I'm quite nervous. I stutter a bit, but obviously it's going to get better. This is my first one. So it will get better, especially with someone on the other end. We can bounce off each other, we can talk, we have a laugh. Yeah, but I'm gonna call out obviously the Instagram names who sent the questions in and that. I'll do my best to answer them. So I want to start off with Mr. Worm, 1983. He's actually a friend of mine. We grew up primary school together, and we did a bit of fishing when we were younger, uh, around the local parks, and we had some funny times and some good times. But he sent in a question anyway, saying, "This is Worm all over this. When you're a massive company in the distant future, can you have a job?" Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to say this live on here. If this ever did become successful, and it did go where I imagine it could go, you can have a job anytime, mate. I might not be able to pay you that well, because at the minute, uh, this company is all about giving. I give free stickers out on the bank, and if anyone messages me, I will send you stickers as well. So up to now, it's all been freebies. And the podcast, obviously, I'm not going to generate anything from it. It's my time, it's your time, but like I say, it's not about that. It's about inspiring others. But I'll tell you what, mate, if this ever did become a company that, could work, mate, and I could give you a job, you've got one. So if that answers your question, mate, I'll give you a job anytime, mate. Right, I'm going to jump on the next one. Jack Money, 06. Right, Jack, it's a good question, this. What fish would you target if carp didn't exist? Now, it's going to be a good question for everyone, this. And I'll be totally honest, mate, it got my brain really racking. Uh, yeah, carp was my second choice, really, mate. If I was totally honest, I was actually starting match fishing, and the only reason I took up carp fishing is because when my son was born, Max, I realised it was so hard to get my rods out and sit on his bag. Obviously, fishing. I was a pole fisherman, and I love catching any creatures. Sorry, any fish. But yeah, sort of got my brain ticking over because I thought, well, what did I used to love catching? And to be honest, mate, if I had to answer that question right now it'd be tench, I think. I know you might be a bit like, oh, tench, but I find them amazing, to be honest. Yeah, they're not the easiest. Well, other people might bag up tench, but no, they're quite. Especially, I've got some golden tench in the pond, and I never see them. Never see them. I see the carp and come out and swim about, but I never see the tench. So I find them quite a little different, really. But if I wanted to fight, I think I'd have to go for a barbel, because river barbel, wow, they are mega. Really are fun as well. And if anyone out there does river fishing, they'll understand as well. Barbel don't have to give you the run around, and yeah, it's a great question. So yeah, I'd go for, if I was going lakes, I'd go Tench. Uh, if I went rivers, it'd definitely be barbel. Uh, yeah, but yeah, it was a good question. So thanks for that, mate. Right, we've got a Pirate 2174. Favorite capture, the build up, how the session planned out, bait, rig, and weight. Oof, tell you what, mate, this is all off the top of my head. All these, they haven't been rehearsed. As you can see, I'm stuttering a bit, so uh, I'm written out down. So that's a good thing about it, just off the top of my head. So favorite capture, right? I've got two, if I can have two. My favorite capture in England, I'd probably say at this present time, I caught a carp named Scaly. Now, obviously, at the time, when I first started carp fishing, obviously, he was the talk of the lake, and obviously, I'd never seen this carp on the bank ever. And me and my friend were fishing. Shout out to Mickey. He was there. He had the pleasure of seeing the carp on the bank. And yeah, actually, we were actually fishing on the top. I had a little zig on. And yeah, adjustable zig I had. And I seen them all coming up. And yeah, I just adjusted it, and the build up I can remember now. And I just adjusted the zig just at the right time, and he came up. Obviously, we didn't know it was scaly at the time until he came up. And wow, yeah, we just when we got him on the bank, we were just, oh my god, it's scaly. As you can imagine, just the adrenaline takes over at that point, and it was amazing to see. Because, like I said, I've never seen it on the bank, so for me to catch a stunning carp, it was just the buzz, the thrill, and yeah, it was some capture. So I think I'll always remember that carp, and obviously Mickey's face, and Mickey did the photos, and that made it more special. Obviously, the moments like that, I'll always remember. I'll always appreciate, and yeah, I'm quite a quiet guy, to be honest. And like I keep saying, this is a big thing for me. So speaking out, and I always sort of fish on my own, and not obviously by choice. Obviously, my work and etc. And I'm off work when people are at work, and so yeah, it's when someone's there with you and you catch this amazing carp to share that moment. It is very special. It's very special. Now, the session planned out perfectly. Obviously, we were taking bread off the top. And yeah, it worked. So yeah, it was on a zig. I think the carp was weighing, if the top of my head, mate, I think it was a 20-pound carp at that point. I think maybe slightly bigger. To be honest, mate, when they look that stunning, sometimes you don't even need to weigh them, do you? You're just in awe, aren't you? You're just like, wow, look at this carp. It was just mega. So yeah, that's me English. And funny enough, my favourite capture abroad, mate, was yet again Mickey was there, and he caught this carp the first year we went, and it was just different. It was a queer little fish. It was had one eye bigger than the other. It was just totally unique, and it was just special. It was different. It was quirky, and it just looked just amazing. And I was thinking, oh my god, when he had it, he actually caught it, and my god, I kept looking at this fish, and I'd love to catch that fish. I'd love to. Just to hold that fish, knowing that obviously I had that fish. So last year when we actually went, I was actually on a 3-night blank in France, 3-night blank, and I thought something's not happening here, something's not working. Was it the rig? Was it the bait? And yeah, like you say, the build up, mate, I was banking 3 nights, and the owner of the lake actually said, "Do I want to move pegs to see if it happens?" And I'm a bit stubborn sometimes, and I said, "No, I'll stick it out." I had a good feeling about this peg, really good feeling, and I kept believing that they were coming in there on the night. It's like a carpy bay, and I was getting plenty of liners and stuff, and I just kept thinking I was doing something wrong. So I changed to a D-rig style, straight and direct on the bottom instead of a spinner rig. And I just tipped it off. I always remember I just tipped it off with a bit of fake maize, because obviously I love the maize out there. And yeah, the rod ripped off. Still remember it like it was today. It was amazing. Rod ripped off, and it wasn't at fish at first. I actually caught 3 really good fish that night. And yeah, so it was a great build up, and obviously the adrenaline started kicking in, and the next night, same again. Dark came in, and and yeah, I was fortunate enough to catch this stunning carp that Mick caught the year before, and yeah, just to get the photos was just amazing. It means a lot, that fish, to me. It's going to be one of the highlights of my fishing, I think. I just love the unique of the carp. It was just totally different. But yeah, so yeah, if that answers your question, mate, I think that probably is up there with it. Yeah, and jumping on the next question, it's sort of the same question. So hooked on shark. What's your most memorable carp you capture? Yeah, it's probably them two. To be honest, they both mean a lot. And something magical happened. What was it now? 3 days ago, something magic happened. I've just started a new little venue, and yeah, something really happened good there. Good, really good. I actually got a stunning mirror, and yeah, I'm going to remember that one as well because it was absolutely incredible. And the pictures obviously will be up on the page soon. But yeah, that means a lot as well. From a new venue, they always mean a lot. I think they always mean a lot, and yeah. So, but like I say, guys, you got to bear with me because I ain't bouncing off anyone at the minute. I'm just sat here on my own. It's going to be difficult, the first one. I just want you to understand like what's going to happen when you're on. Now, if you haven't fell asleep yet, I think that's amazing. I'm doing all right then, aren't I? If you haven't fell asleep yet, but yeah. So we're going to go on to. Sorry if I get anyone's names wrong as well. I'm really apologise. I struggle with reading as well and writing, and believe it or not, all your posts that I actually put on, I have to send through to my wife. I write them out, and my wife actually edits them. Like I miss commas, full stops, exclamation marks, and yeah, I really struggle with writing. So no one said this was going to be easy, did they? No one said the podcast was going to be easy. No one said the page was going to be easy. And yeah, I don't want it that way. I want to work hard for this. I hope you get that. So if I get anyone's name wrong, I do apologise. It's definitely not on. I don't mean this on purpose or anything like that. So I think it's AKA Rob Dog Ronan's fishing page. He messaged the page saying, "Your viewing technology, fishing nowadays, bait boards and drones." Oh, that's a good question as well. Now, I'll be honest. I think bait boards are amazing. I really do. Now, I am fortunate enough to own one myself yet, so I'm still a bit old school. Yeah, I'm still casting, spodding, and yeah, and I'll be totally honest with you, I seem to try fish margins because of that. Sometimes I feel like I'm not a very good spotter, and I don't really get the bait out well. But that's me being honest. And when I went to France fishing, I actually did hire a bait boat. Now I feel like you fish a lot more precise with bait boats. Now, obviously, people are going to say, "Oh, it's obvious." It's obvious, isn't it? But my point of view is, I think they're amazing. I think, especially when you got a nice little 20 wraps and it's really windy, or 21 wraps, 25, 20, 27, whatever you do. But it's windy. You got that wind in your face, and you want to get that out, and you can get the bait boat out, so easy, and that rig's going to be presented, and that's a weight off everyone's shoulders, isn't it? When that rig's presented, you're just happy, aren't you? You just settle better, especially when the bait's on the spot as well. So yeah, and I'll be honest, I've never thrown done a drone. I've seen some footages and I put up, and what do I think on it? Well, it's edge again, isn't it? It is edge. And listen, if you want to go out and buy bait boats and drones and, to help you improve fishing, well, obviously, you're going to be on the carp if you're flying a drone over there, and you're getting the bait boat out on top of them. And I think it's an edge personally. I really do. And, you can't knock anyone for going with technology. It's modern in it. It's the way things are going, and yeah, it doesn't make any difference, does it? In my eyes, it doesn't make any difference. People say, "Oh, you work hard." Yeah, but some people don't want to work harder. Spotting is hard. It's not easy. So if you can make it a bit easier on yourself and enjoy more time on your bank, and why not? In my eyes, So yeah, I don't own a bait boat or a drone, so that does make the question really good. But I do think they are edge, and yeah. So thanks for the question, mate. That is a good one. I think a lot of people would be interested to see everyone's views on that. So right on to the next one, Kieran Catwell. Why do you go fishing? Right, mate. Go fishing for a lot of reasons. I like my own time. Like some people, I've struggled with a lot of things in life, like many has. I've been knocked quite a few times, mate, and I find fishing. I find fishing my getaway. Now, I sort of like time on my own as well, and some people find it hard on their own, and like more like I get motivation being on my own. I feel like I have good thoughts when I'm on my own. Some people don't, and I understand that everyone's different. But I get good thoughts, I get happy memories, and have a lot of time in the bank. I always spend a lot of time with people around work and my family, and everyone's family's hectic, and just when I get that time away and it's just me in the lake and me in the carp, and I don't want it to sound cheesy, but when I catch that carp and I'm in that moment, there's nothing else matters. It's just me and the carp, and it feels absolutely incredible. Now you can hear my voice, and if you could see my face, I'd be smiling. It means absolutely everything to me, that. And I'm in awe with the release. I get the pictures, and then I actually love putting my waders on now. I love getting in the water, and I love just releasing that carp and watch it swim off. It's oh yeah, it's incredible. It gets me every time, and so I go fishing, mate, for a lot of reasons. For myself and for the moment and for the memories. So yeah, and I got into fishing a long time ago. Like you say, I used to do match fishing, and I still found it amazing then. The perch, the roach, the bream, the tench. Yeah, so I can see why everyone loves it, to be honest. So I hope that answers your question, mate. Right, this is another one of my mates. He always has my life about this. So Doug Carp Life. So now, right, Doug, do I prefer big hooks or kiddie hooks, like he says? So I seem to be a size 8 man. Well, I used to be till Doug slagged me off and started taking a mick on me on the bank all the time. So I've actually gone to a size 6 now. And I use kiddie hooks for a number of reasons, because I use small hook baits as well. Now, obviously, I ain't going to tell anyone how to fish on this podcast. By no means am I in a position to say you should be doing this and you should be doing that. And I've caught some incredible carp, but this page isn't about, about that. It's about sharing the moments. And yeah, so I did use kiddie hooks, as he says, and I got some brilliant results on them. But now I'm using size 6s. I can see why. You do get a bit of better hook hold, in my opinion. Now it hurts saying that, because Doug's right then, isn't he? So, but if he's listening to this, he'd be laughing now, because he's been messing around with my head for a while now about it. So yeah, you'd be proud, Doug. I'm actually on size 6s now. So let's stop the old kiddie hooks every time you see me. So yeah, I'm on big hooks now. Well, people say size 6 isn't big, but for me, I've been using size 8 for all them years. Size 6 just look massive. So yeah, so there's your answer. Right, Chalky, the carp angler, he sent me in. What's your challenge for this year? Right, mate. It's a good one, that. My challenge for this year. Now, I've always been in awe of river carp. I just like the way they're free out there. They can just go where they want, and yeah, I just find them like amazing. Just sheer amazing. If you ever see river carp swimming about and they look free, and sometimes that's how I want to be. I just want to feel free and just escape sometimes. I'm being honest. I really do. Like, it is my getaway fishing, and I feel free at that point. I feel free in that moment, and yeah, I look at these river carp and I think, wow, you've got the freedom to go where you want now. Because obviously you'll see a river carp. Say, let's for instance, you see a river carp at a bridge. The next day you might see that same river carp 3, 4, 5 mile down the stretch. And that's just incredible. It blows my mind. They've adapted. They've gone through a lot of them carp, and it's just like a walk of life in it for them. No matter what challenges throw at them, the river flooding, otters, predators, everything's at them. And these carp have managed to adapt and overcome, and I like that because that's the mentality I want. I want to adapt and overcome and better myself. And yeah, and I believe that if these fish can do it, I think that's incredible. So why can't I do it? So my challenge is, mate, to hopefully catch one of these stunning river carp. Now, it's going to be tricky because the river's actually 3.5 hours away from my house that I want to target. Now, yeah, people might say that's not far, but it is when you've got a family and a young family, and to balance that time. I understand everyone finds it hard as well, so I get it. I really do. So it's going to have to be maybe a set up early morning, get there, try to do it 2 night, and be back as quick as I can for the morning. But yeah, forget that's my challenge, mate. I'd love to catch a river carp, and if I don't, I don't. Move on, and maybe the target can carry over. Set ourselves goals, and there's no need to put pressure on ourselves because sometimes we achieve these things, and sometimes we don't. Life's full of achievements and highs and lows, and yeah. So that's your answer. So right, J Hard 26. Right, James. I just wanted to say a big shout out as well, mate. Appreciate your help as well. When I first started this page as well, you were really kind, so thank you. And just like everyone else as well who sent the questions in, that really does include you all. I can't single anyone out because you've all been amazing, especially getting the stickers out as well. It's been incredible. So thank you all as well. So just a little thank you as well, that. And yeah, he sent in some beauties, some really good ones. So I'm gonna do the easiest one first. How long you been carp fishing? So well, sorry, I'll start fishing first. I started fishing about 14-year-old. And like I say, I've always gone for the little stuff. Say little stuff. I got a car. When I got a car back then, I was like, whoa, what are these? And people say I got hooked from that point, but I didn't. I didn't really get hooked at all. I found it amazing to catch any carp, so I was never picky. I took it up, like I said. When my son was born, I took up carp fishing when he wanted to come with me. So, yeah, well, not when he was born. I actually started when he was, I think me and my mate Doug were trying to work this out the other day. I think it's touching 6 to 7 years, so I'm not really a massive experienced carp angler. You might think, oh, you must have been fishing for a long time, carp fishing. But no, I haven't. I've had 6 to 7 years. So everything's new to me. I'm learning, so I learn off you guys as well. I get inspired off your pictures and your captures, and yeah, I think it's incredible what you do. Absolutely amazing. No jealousy from me ever. What you'll find is with me is if you ever meet me and I'm fishing with you, I could be on like I said about France, I was on a 3 night blank, and my mate Mickey was catching. Now, there was not one point where I could think, oh, he's catching, and there was no spite there, because for me is seeing these amazing carp out of the water and he was catching, and that's good enough for me. You might think, well, no chance is he feeling that. Does he mean that? But I do. I get inspired by others. So if other people are catching with me, I think it's amazing. especially I can witness that with you if I go fishing with you. Uh, Obviously, I never want to blank, but it's part and parcel of carp fishing, isn't it? We all blank. You just got to enjoy them moments when that rod rips around and it goes in your net. So yeah, 6 to 7 years, mate. I'd probably say, like I say, all these questions off the top of my head as well. So and that's why sometimes I'm stuttering a bit, but I'll get better at this. I really will. And if you are listening and you've got this far, we're nearly done. So credit to yourselves by listening because it might sound a bit like, but no one's podcast's perfect first time either, and no one's perfect either. So, and that's another point I'm trying to make. You know, everyone's had a bit of a different walk of life, so I'm not really confident speaking. So this is a massive thing for me. So credit to yourselves for listening. So, right, another one he's put in is what anglers have influenced your fishing. Now, like I say, when I first started fishing, I was like yourselves. Oh, sorry, not like yourself. So I don't know. Most people might not do this, but I was like sort of tagging people in and tagging people in my posts on Instagram, and yeah, I just wanted to know what these people's thoughts really were of this amazing fishing. And let's be honest, not a lot of people reply, and unfortunately, that is. James actually sent me a message. Social media plays a part in fishing as well, so it's going to blend in this one. Social media can be brilliant, but at the same time, it can be really critical. Now, I just want to say thanks to everyone who's always been so kind to reply on my social media. Like, people might think, oh, it doesn't really matter if people. It actually does matter. It means a lot for someone to reply, and it means a lot for someone to get a like. And I just want to say these people who have influenced me. Yeah, some of them have been absolutely incredible. Now, obviously, I'm never going to name drop, but I will name drop one company. Now, I don't know if this is everyone through the company. I don't know if this is, everyone. I can only vouch for the people, obviously, who've always replied to me and made me feel good about myself. So I just want to say credit to Nash, Nash Tackle. Obviously, I'm not associated with anyone. I'm a lone ranger. Obviously, yeah, so Nash have been really, really good. Hassan, absolutely amazing. His podcasts have inspired me, and they're amazing. And I just want to say credit where credit's due. They are really good. And obviously, I can reel off a few, but yeah, I feel like influenced my fishing. I'd probably say the likes of Alan Blair. Especially that Lake Bled video. That just made me just I was in awe. I was in awe with it. It's probably the best video I've ever seen. As a lot of you probably think if you watched it. But the buzz, the thrill, what their message they were sending across was just inspiring. They were together. They were with it. They were taking a rod at a time, catching your run, my run. It was just incredible, absolutely incredible. Now, just to watch that was inspiring alone. So yeah, there's been a few. So credit where credit's due, Nash. I think you deserve a pat on the back, to be honest, because a lot of people don't reply, but you always find the time. So, like I say, I wasn't going to name drop, but I will name drop that because that has been amazing. Yeah, so credit where credit's due. Now, obviously, there's other people as well, and to name them all, I won't go on. But what I will say is, if someone ever messages me on the page, I want to say you'll always get a reply, always, because I don't believe that's the right thing to do. Like like yourselves or young kids, or could want that reply. It could make your day, could make you feel good. So why not give you the time of day to reply? Now, it certainly makes me feel good when I get a reply for you. So if I can reply to you guys and you tag me in stuff and I can help you and it makes you feel good. Now that's all that matters in it, just to share that moment with people. Just to like a feel good. I think that's what we're missing, I think, in life. I think, in my opinion anyway, I think that we need to be kind to each other and that's what I'm trying to get across. This page is all about being kind and sharing each other's moments. So So there's been a few influences, and I just want to jump on as well and say that there is one company that I am going to name drop, but when you see a message on their Instagram saying, "Please do not contact me," I get 1,000 messages a day, and you've got to understand I aren't going to look through all these messages, and you actually see that on someone's profile. What got me was at that moment. What got me was someone could be reaching out to you at that point. They could have needed you to be there for themselves and to make them feel good, and for a young kid or adult who's struggling at that point in time in their lives and tagging you in a post, and you read this, who's doing videos for a company, and I found that really difficult to read, and I found that a struggle for myself because I was thinking, when you're in the limelight, in my eyes, when you're in the limelight and people are actually messaging you on a daily, people are feeling inspired by you, and actually you're selling products and wanting to buy the products, and then you see that on their profile saying "Do not contact me" and all that. I get messages. I was sort of like confused because you are a role model, and when you become a role model, you're sort of people's heroes as well. And it sounds a bit cheesy, but when people see that, they just don't know what to do with themselves. They're sort of lost. Should I tag them anymore? And they're not getting it. And deep down that person really didn't care less about what you're catching. And yeah, it was hard to see that. So this is a bit different. Obviously, I'm only a small company and I will reply to everyone. But even if this became this massive podcast, I just want to jump on here and say you will never, ever, ever get ignored. Never. And if you do get ignored by me, I will apologise because I will never, ever intentionally ignore anyone. No way. If you need me, I'm going to be there for you because I want to be there for people. So yeah, James, that was a brilliant question. Influenced in your fishing. Yeah. So yeah, I think Alan Blair was amazing. Hassan was absolutely amazing. So yeah, credit where credit's due. The guys at Nash are quite special. Quite special. They always seem to find time to reply. So big up, lads. You know what I mean? Fair play. What you're doing is great. Right. A little funny one here. Worm again. He jumped on. Said, "Do I do tuitions?" Now I tell you what, Worm. It's funny because, to be honest, mate, I struggle to catch carp, so I couldn't do tuition, could I? Come on, let's be honest. We'll have a social together and that'll be a laugh. And yeah, we'll have a social. We'll get out. We'll have a social. If I get one, I'll tell you what. If I get one of my rod, right, the next one's yours. If my rod goes, you can have it, and that's the only tuition, But you have to do the same as well, though, mate. If you get one, and then your rod goes again, I want that carp on that next rod. All right. But yeah, funny one from Worm. But thanks for getting on, mate. It means a lot. Right. FK Clothing. So he's a match angler. He's tried the traditional carp fishing, but can't keep still. So he wants to know how you keep your mind occupied. And you constantly think about the rig. Has it gone in? If you haven't had any signs for a while, has it sat right? I tell you what, mate, that is a brilliant question because obviously I match fish myself and I did a bit of match fishing years ago. And yeah, mate, it was one of them. oh, it's the hardest transition I've ever done, mate. Like to sit on my hands sometimes. I know you get active carp fishermen, and yeah, sometimes you can go on that moment if you see a show or if you see some bubblers and you can act on it. But let's be honest, times that can happen in your swim can be slim. Like I know it looks good on the videos and where people see these bubblers and see these shows and the acting, but let's be honest, like when you're in a swim and you've got everyone around you and there's no swim to jump to, when you see a bubbler or a show, maybe you can't get on them. So I totally get what you're saying. And yeah, I've sat on my rods for yeah, I sat on my rods for a long time. And just on Thursday, just gone, I was actually out and got the rods out for 11 o'clock. And yeah, there's no signs and nothing. I kept thinking, well, to New Lake, to the moving on night, has the rig presented right? Yeah, I get it, mate. I totally get it. And yeah, it goes through my mind all the time. It really does. Thinking, is that sat perfect? Now I test my rigs if anyone's it, because Doug Doug and Mick will jump on here and tell you I am the longest getting my rods out. I'm terrible. I'm so fiddly. I'm just, if it doesn't sit right, the hook or the bait doesn't look right, I'll start again. I'll start again. And yeah, I try everything. So yeah, it's a frustrating thing knowing if it's sat perfect and presented perfect. And yeah, so sometimes you've got to sit on our hands, mate. And it's a great question, but yeah, going back to Thursday, if I didn't sit on my hands for, I think it was 12 hours, I've got to take, and I kept thinking in that 12 hours, I kept thinking, I don't think that rig's right. But yeah, it happens. I've done about 30 odd hours, 30 odd hours, sat on one rod, and I kept thinking, showing over there, and will it go? And it eventually did, mate. Yeah, but I get it. I get that frustration. Yeah, totally. It's a brilliant question. So, right, guys, just want to say thank you for everyone who sent the questions in. I've actually gone through everyone, so I'm going to just quickly jump on, and I've got a few questions written down for myself. What I'm going to be asking you is on the podcast. So my questions, basically, if I get to use one bait forever, what would it be? Now, I'm not associated with any bait company, so I'm just going to jump on here and be honest. So I actually messaged someone 2 years ago. Was it 2 years, 2 or 3 years ago? And I asked about a bait, and he advised me. So big shout out as well. Off the top of my head is Leaky. I don't know if he's associated with the bait company, RG Baits. That's what I've started using, and I've had some really good results. So credit where credit's due, lads. RG Baits, I've took it abroad and I've used it in England. I've had some good results, so thank you for producing a quality bait. And I also feed it in my pond. So, and the fish are happy in my pond. So something must be going right there, lads, lasses, whoever works there. Sorry, but yeah, RG Baits. If I had to use one bait forever, it'd be them. So thank you. Right, Bivy, Brolly, or Under the Stars? Well, when it comes to sleeping, I've done them both. Well, sorry, I haven't done all three. I've done the Bivy and the Brolly. I've never slept under the stars in the bed. I know many of you guys have. And it's some wicked shots as well when you get them. Just the bed share. I love the photographs, by the way. I love all the photographs. It's not just fish as well. Some incredible photos I can put on. So credit. But if I had to pick one, it'd be Bivy. I just feel it sounds stupid. That little thin door, zip down, just makes you feel a bit safe, doesn't it? I don't know if anyone else feels that, but I do. Right. I'm going to be asking for a funny moment or a scary moment on the bank. Now, I'm going to go scary moment because if people know me, I'm a bit jumpy. Like, I have no problem staying on my own at night at all. I usually do a lot of night fishing on my own. But when my mind starts to tick over, I can get a bit jumpy at times. So I wanted to jump on here and tell you a little funny story. So basically, it was a venue that I was fishing last year, and all I could hear was basically all I could hear was whoosh, 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 constant. I kept thinking, what is that noise? What is that noise? Like, it was freaking me out a bit. freaking me out. And so I zipped the little bivvy door down, look out like a little letterbox. It was pitch black at this point. Obviously, it was a winter night, so it was dark by 5. So it was actually around the 5 o'clock mark. So next minute, I could see something shining, and I thought, "Oh my god, what is that?" And it was getting closer. It was getting louder. Then I started hearing a bit of grunting. I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, what was some maniacs in the woods? And there he was, appeared. Like the Grim Reaper, he had his hood up. I think if I pronounce this right, is it Scythe? Scythe, is it? Like a Grim Reaper axe. So what I didn't realise is he comes down on the night. He's actually one of the locals, and he helps cut the trees and walkways. He actually does it with a scythe, like a Grim Reaper like axe or whatever they're called, like a big. Yeah, if you get me, if you know. And he walked towards me, and I tell you what, at that point, I wish I could have just disappeared. And I don't know what a bivvy was going to do, but I actually zipped the door back up, thinking it was going to make me safe. So so and he actually stood there at the door. And, "Hello, mate." And then I realised he was it was a friendly voice. So I zipped the bivvy down. We had a chat, and so it was a bum squeaky moment. Yeah, so that was a little funny experience. I've actually got a lot of funny and scary experiences. So when we're on together on the podcast, hopefully you'll we can bounce off each other, and I'll tell you a few more. And yeah, I've got a lot of stories. So dream venue, right? It'd have to be Lake Bled, I think. I know people probably say, "Oh, it's a cliche that," but after watching that video with what Nash did, Lake Bled is just special, isn't it? It just looks special. So yeah, and right, if I had to use boilies or particle for the rest of my life now, that's a really hard one for me, because, like I said, it was only 2 to 3 years ago I actually got really into boilie fishing. I used a lot of particle. I'm a big fan of sweet corn. I'm sure a lot of you are as well. Love sweet corn, absolutely love it. It's that visual effect in it, a big standout yellow, and yeah. So, but if I had to pick, I'd go boilies, RG boilies. Right, one angler to fish with, oof, and why? That's a tough one. Now, like I say, I got inspired by Alan Blair, but yeah, if I had to fish with one at this very point in my time, oh, I think Jacob as well, who works for Nash, is amazing. I think he'd be funny to fish with. Good laugh on the bank. It's what I need sometimes, because sense of humour is quite dry. So when you can bounce off someone who's like that, it's funny. But there's actually a lad I follow on Instagram as well, Jeff. He's associated with Nash as well. So yeah, I think I'd love to go fishing with. I'd love to meet Jeff, and I'd love to go fishing with him. I think it'd be amazing, incredible. So if he does listen, big ups, mate. Absolutely incredible what you do. Love your photos. Love everything about your page. Yeah, and I'm quite inspired by him. So anyway, guys, I hope that's give you a bit of an insight, of what it's going to be about. Now, I hope it hasn't dragged for you, because it hasn't dragged for me. It's gone really quick, this. So I hope you get the inspirational and get the motivation side I'm trying to do, and get what I'm trying to achieve. And yeah, so thanks for tuning in. Obviously, this is episode 1. I've had to do it all alone. It's been quite tough, I'll be honest. It's going to be live on a few places. I'm going to get it up on Anchor podcast, and I'm going to get it up on YouTube as well. I'm still in the middle of setting YouTube up. So thank you, everyone. And for everyone who's following the page, supporting the page, thank you so much. Actually, it means a lot, honestly, it does. So if I can inspire just one person who's listening, that's enough. More is amazing. And yeah, give us a shout if you want to feature on the podcast. I hope I haven't bored anyone too much, Because, like I say, it's the first time I've ever spoke like this, apart from if I did a best man speech. So yeah, thanks everyone. It really does mean a lot. So enjoy.